Would you say with all the young guys you had last year, the addition of Colome, that the bullpen overall is probably trending upward?
I would think so. That's my expectation, pitching coach's expectation, and I think more importantly the player's expectation. I think where most of the guys are now in their career. Colome, Bard, Estevez, Kinley, right? Even though Kinley doesn't have maybe the service time that the other guys do, but his maturity where he is age-wise, that group, and then surrounded by younger pitchers, Gilbreth, potentially Bowden, Sheffield, Lawrence, Fernandez, guys with good arms. It's a nice mix. So I sense this year, to your words, trending upwards.
And you gotta like how the young guys responded in the second half last year. Pretty much everyone was better in the second half.
Yeah, they were. I thought, overall they pitched better from about June on, and that's a good sign. So, again, every day, every game's a test, for all players. They're going to get opportunities, spring training and during the season. Whoever breaks with the team, right, initially is going to get those opportunities. And then we'll see how the season plays out. But, I feel now we have some depth as far as like quality arms, like legit fastballs, legit secondary pitches. So, that's where you want to be. So if you have to go to the minor leagues, you sort of know what you're getting, and you're getting a big league arm.
That was something that Bard mentioned, is that not everyone's going to make the bullpen, but
right.
Those that don't are going to be that much more experienced when they do come up.
Sure, they've had a taste of it. The names that I've mentioned, and they'll be better off for it. Now, there's some things, obviously, if they don't make the team, that means there's probably some things they need to clean up and polish in AAA. But we hope that occurs, that they can, find consistency, or whether it's within their delivery, whether it's their their pitches, just to when they do come back, they're ready to contribute.
Last one. Lucas Gilbreth obviously is the top lefty in the pen right now. Do you think you need to have a second lefty?
Well, you don't necessarily need one. You like to, right? You like to have the balance, and you like to have major league quality left-handed pitchers. You just don't want to get a lefty to have a lefty, but they got to be quality. Who, in most cases, are tough on left-handed hitters, right? I mean, it's just stats will tell you that most hitters are better against the off-handed pitcher. So, left on left, right on right, you like to have that balance. So, but if we don't have it, we don't have it. We have some guys who do well against lefties. Kinley had what we call a reverse split, where he was really good against lefties last year. So that works too.
With the new rules, having to have 13 pitchers only, is that going to be a challenge for you guys? Because last year you guys had 14 usually.
I think in April, Daniel, I think there's going to be a little bit of a break. Is that official?
No.
13-13?
Oh, 13-13 is, yeah.
It is? Once we get into May? I've heard both, but I do think you're correct. No. We'll handle it. We'll handle the 13.
Does that mean you're looking at more of like a Kachussi, be a long reliever, and a late inning guy? Like, would you look at
He's flexible. Yeah. We like that about Shashi. He can go multiple innings. He can go one. If you can go multiple, you can go one.
Mm-hmm.
And we prefer to keep certain guys at just one.
But he's not one of them.
No. I like his versatility.
Do you have an emergency
catcher? Don't you ask that all the time?
What?
Who has? Somebody else asked me who's the emergency catcher.
For emergency pitcher.
Is Jen? No, it's not Jenny. Jenny's opening day starter.
Yeah.
Nobody can ask that.
Yeah.
Kojo's third catcher though.
He gets with Red. And yeah, he's our third catcher.
Who?
Connor Joe.
Oh, kind of.
That's if we don't keep 3 catchers.
And what was your question?
Emergency pitcher.
Yeah.
Because last year it was Prentice.
Yeah, he had a nice year on the mound.
All
He threw the ball up. I don't know who it is. We got to see who makes the roster. I try not to think about that.
Okay.
Speaking of nice years, Antonio Sensatella was rewarded with a nice contract
Yes.
extension.
Yes.
What were the elements from your point of view that went into that belief in him? In the growth you've seen over the last couple
Well,
of years?
a lot of it goes, there's multiple things, but, his ability to adjust, over the last couple of years, some things on the mechanic side that we felt as though he needed to do, and he did. His pitch mix, I think, is to the point now where it's solidified, and now it's just a matter of just polishing that off. And he'll continue to work on things, but health, I think he's going to stay healthy. Then all the character traits, right? Tough, competitor, good teammate, cares about the Rockies, wants to be here. I mean, all those things. So they go into keeping a player here because of that. He wants to be part of a successful rebound from where we were his first couple of years.
Kyle Freeland said something interesting to me about Antonio. He said in 2020, he said he thought, Kyle's words, he thought Antonio kind of flipped the switch. In other words, he took his professionalism to the next level in terms of commitment, fitness,
Right.
Study of the game, all of those things.
Yeah.
Would you agree? with
Yeah. I think it started with, fitness is a good word, I guess, right? I mean, he, his diet, his work ethic, I think, got a little better. Not that it was bad before, but he turned it up a notch. And I think all of that's, just maturity and coming of age of really knowing what it takes, and his pride of wanting to be a really true professional.
Hey, buddy. So I'm on marching orders from Thomas Harding. So
Yes,
how that goes.
I love that.
And also apologize for my naivete if I don't ask you dumb questions. But
No need to apologize.
I talked to Tapia earlier this morning,
Okay.
and he talked about how he enjoyed left field, but he can play anything.
Right.
So what's your take on it? Where does he fit into the puzzle?
Yeah. Again, I've said this multiple times to all our guys over the years. Our minor league player development staff has always done a great job with our outfielders. Once we get outfielders into our system, we move them. Because when they get to the big leagues, we never know where they're going to play. So Ramil feels comfortable anywhere we put him, right? It's just so happened it's been predominantly left with a little bit of center sprinkled in and a little bit of right field sprinkled in. So I think we're comfortable putting him anywhere. The last few years, when he's been playing pretty regularly, we've had center fielders who have been on our roster without other outfielders, pushing those guys to the bench. So, whether it's been Hilliard, Hampson, Pilar, I'm probably missing a guy somewhere maybe, but he's capable of playing all three, and we're comfortable playing him in all three.
Can I piggyback on that? Center field, that's another thing I was kind of curious about. How's that going to shape up? Is this is an important spring to figure out who's going to be the starter?
Well, it might be a combination, right? I left out Daza. Daza played a lot of center field, and he's a very good, he's above average defender. So if you look at our roster, there's probably not one guy that, projects to be a, 162 game player in center field. So the combination of those guys I just mentioned, Tapia, Daza, Hampson, Hilliard, will probably more than likely man that position as it stands right now. And we'll figure that out as we go, right? It could be day to day, it could be matchups, it could be who's in the lineup and who's not. But, I foresee that position being manned by a number of guys. With, Charlie in right field. And, Charlie getting a break and DH in a game. Chris in left field getting a break to DH or, on an occasion to play an infield position if we so warrant it. But it could be, those four guys sort of battling for, time on the field. But it could be multiple positions of the three outfields.
Are you gonna give Connor Joe a run in right?
Oh yeah, Connor Joe's in there too, and the corners. I'm sorry.
Connor Joe in right field and give him a shot there too, as opposed to not just left.
Yeah,
field.
yeah, he can play right.
First base.
Yeah. Connor Joe, corner outfield's first base. DH, emergency catcher.
Okay. In the best of all possible worlds, probably a dumb question. Would you like one guy to grab that center field job and make it his?
Well, that means he's like really playing well,
Exactly.
and it's tough to get the guy out of the lineup. Yeah, I think you always like that, right?
Do you think there's somebody on this roster?
Potentially, yeah. I mean,
Potentially.
yeah. But that takes, like we talked about, having a really good year, and and that means like consistent. And they only get a blow because they need a blow. But if you ask players, that's the first thing they'll say. I want to play every day. Rarely have I heard, I just want to play half the time. I want to be a platoon player. Have you ever heard that one? Right?
Can't say that.
No, I don't think I ever have. No.
Good.
Okay,
All
good.
right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank